What's going on? Oh, this is Joe with the Hut from joebbaspalace. Whoa. Here with another action figure stream for you. So, for tonight's stream, what our plan is to review the Hasbro Star Wars fan stream that they did earlier today. Talk about some of the new figures that were announced and some of the re-releases, and discuss what we thought about it. And then after that, I mean, obviously we have action figures available, over 500 action figures available as always. So give us a follow across all social media at joebbaspalace. Obviously we're live on Whatnot right now. We do Twitch, we do YouTube, we do all different websites, eBay, all that. So give us a follow. We're on TikTok. We're trying to get TikTok to 1,000 followers so that we can start live streaming on there as well. So give us a follow on TikTok if you have TikTok at joebbaspalace. Yeah, so we're gonna review the live stream, and then we'll sell action figures if people want action figures. There's stuff listed, so just ask about it if you have any questions. Feel free to make an offer on anything. And then I also did restock Spark of Rebellion right here, which is set 1 of Star Wars Unlimited. So I figure since it's kind of a Star Wars night, if we want to rip some packs of this, we can do that as well, since it is restock. In set 1, not a lot of people had a good chance to get set 1. We're on set 3 now. Set 4 is coming out in like a month and a half. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll do some more content related to that in the future. But for now, let's concentrate on action figures. So first, we're going to go ahead and fire up this stream over here. So the first thing that they did, basically here's an overview of what happened on the stream. It was around 20 minutes. There's all of our hosts. We have from marketing, we have Jing and Hope on the left side. And then from design, we have Chris and Emily. There was a strong Ahsoka / World Between Worlds theme on this stream. They said that there might be another stream next month, so they'll probably have like a monthly cadence for the streams. The first thing they did, they were talking about, like he just said, he showed the HasLab Ghost, and you can see, I mean, if you guys didn't get the Ghost, this is how big this box was. This thing was freaking huge. Like, I have mine in my garage because I'm not ready to open it yet, and I need a place to display it. But yeah, this is how gigantic this box was, which is ridiculous. So they talked about that a little bit, thanked people for submitting whatever cool holiday pics they took with the Ghost and all that. Yeah, it's ridiculously big. So hopefully you guys are out there enjoying your Ghost. I don't think that we might have an Ahsoka and Chopper 2-pack left. I think we sold most of them though. But if anybody's after those, I guess let me know and I'll see if we have any left to like help you complete your Rebels crew, your Ghost crew. Yeah, so that's what happened there. And then they dove into the cantina. Get to it. Here we go. So they started showing off some of the samples for the cantina. So we have Greedo on the left. To me, he looks good. I like the deco. He looks pretty good. Okay, so basically, hold on, let me just say what I said. So they have some plastic and colored parts that came in and are still being tuned, they said. And then they showed off these production samples. So Greedo, as we can see on the left. The one thing that I was thinking was that I think his vest sits like a little high, like he has like big shoulder pads or something. But overall, I think like the one shout out that I had in my notes was that his fingers look really great. I kind of wish they had showed them like a little bit closer. This is like the best look that we got at all of them together. So there you go. The deco on him looks good. I mean, the coloring makes sense. Obviously, they're going to progress it over time. It looks like he comes with the blaster, he comes with the holster, all that. So that'll be cool. For Wooher, they specifically highlighted the portrait, which it really does look like the actor. Like you could see how good it looks there. Yeah, and he's got the pointing, and he's got the cup. I mean, I think overall Wooher is going to be probably, honestly, one of the surprise figures in this bunch. Where it's just like, obviously you got the cantina. I mean, I have my old Wooher. He's chilling behind the bar. But it'll be definitely nice to get an update for him, for sure. And like I said, the likeness looks really good. The tattering on his shirt looks really good. This is the second from the left for anybody that doesn't know who I'm talking about. It's the bartender guy. Yeah, so he looks good. I like him. And then we have the Tonica sisters. So the one thing that you'll notice with the Tonica sisters, they didn't specifically say anything about this. But if you look at their crotchal region, it's a different color than the rest of their outfits. Like you have the blue crotch, and then like the darker outfit. So I'm assuming that they're going to fix that and that's just a production sample thing. But it did really stick out to me. And then they said that they had some shout outs for like really blowing up like the lipstick and making that like look really good and stuff. So that's what people want out of those figures. I mean, I think that they look good. They seem to be pretty tall for Vintage Collection. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to have cool accessories. The belts look really good. That's a nice shout out. The boots look pretty cool. The hair sculpts look decent. Hopefully we'll have some little bit closer detail look at those soon. There you go. There's like a little bit better of a portrait there of them. Yeah, so I just obviously production samples, so we can't lean too much into it, but looks pretty cool. I like how they have like the little like thing on the leg. Just interesting detailing, pretty cool stuff. I think it'll be good. And then we have Nabrin leads. So Nabrin leads, they specifically called out that the sample is very glossy. So he's not going to be this shiny. He's going to be more of like a matte finish in the production version. So that was the one thing that they called out. He looks pretty cool. I'm thinking maybe he's going to have like a waist rotation, but not an ab crunch. Because everybody else has the ab crunch up high. I don't think Wooher has an ab crunch. I think he just has a waist. The girls don't have him either. So it doesn't seem like we're going to get an ab crunch out of him, which is fine. I mean, I don't know how dynamic you're going to get with him. But he does have the forearms. They look pretty good. Hands are looking good. The little tube accessory looks really cool. Yeah, so all that stuff looks good. Nabrin leads. He probably is going to be my favorite out of this. Yeah, Avi's saying I have an ab crunch. What's up, Avi? What's up, Sith? What's up, guys? How you doing? I had already launched into this. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the production samples we're seeing for the Cantina? Did you order the Cantina? How many Cantinas did you order? Did you go deluxe? Did you go lower tier? And are you excited for this project? Throw it out there. Let me know. Alright, let's keep moving. Yeah, I do wish that they kind of zoomed in on each one a little bit more, but they are smaller. It's hard to show. Then we're getting into Vintage Collection now. Okay, so everything for Vintage Collection, there's only one item that is not going to be at mainline retailers. Everything that they're going to talk about for pre-order is going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. So keep an eye on our social media and all that. I'll definitely be posting affiliate links for everything. There's Black Series and there's Vintage Collection stuff coming tomorrow. But I'll get through all that. I'll give you guys more information as we go along. So the first figure that they talked about in Vintage Collection was Baylan. So here's the new Vintage Collection Baylan, or the first Vintage Collection Baylan. The portrait I think looks good. I think it's a better first attempt than we had for Black Series. So nice Ray Stevenson. And that's the one thing about this is that things are easy to get right now, but please keep in mind that Ray Stevenson did pass away. So I don't know how many of this character, how many different versions of this character we're going to get. I feel like once we get through this first initial wave, like obviously we had 2 versions of Black Series Baylan already. But then we're going to have the guy from Game of Thrones take over. So maybe for season 2, like there's not going to be a season 2 refresh of Baylan, right? So we'll see. But I would say if you want a Black Series Baylan, I would hop on one. We have one in stock. Shin obviously will have more chances at, but I don't know. You never know. They can kill those characters too. So that's what's going on with those. But here's your vintage collection version. I don't know how many versions of him we're gonna get in vintage collection, but there's our first look at him. So the one thing, couple things I wanted to shout out here. I do like the portrait. I think the likeness looks pretty decent, especially for vintage collection. Vintage collection does a good job with face sculpts. I tend to like the face sculpts on vintage collection better than the Black Series, but it's always like case by case basis with that. I will say that his hair. Let me get a good angle on his hair. Yeah, in this picture, his hair does not look great to me. Right there. He kind of looks like Otho from Beetlejuice in that picture. Oh, hold on. Skipped all the way to the end. Oh, no. Go back, go back. There we go. In... which picture I was talking about? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, there's this one. I was saying earlier that that his hair looks a little mohawky, and now that I'm looking at him here, he looks like Otho from Beetlejuice, if you guys know who that is. So just interesting with the hair. I just think it looks a little bit weird, but maybe it'll look better in person. I think the in-person shots that we got of it looked better. Just some of these pictures don't look great, but whatever. That's just me getting hung up on one thing. I'm just trying to shout out things as we go. The saber is orange. It has a separate hilt. You can pin it to under his skirt. There's a holster, a little pin slot. The armor is very black. Let's get back to the other. Well, here's all the accessories and stuff, but let's get... yeah, here we go. Most of the armor is very black. It's like a very dark black. But they did do, like on the chest and on like the shoulders, there's like a bluish green washed deco that they did on it that I think looks really good and really helps like some of those details pop. So that's kind of like a difference that we're going to see between him and Baylan of things that I liked and things that I didn't like. So I like how he has the black and then he has the wash, and it helps like different things pop. But when we get to Shin, I'll point out the fact that they didn't do that as good a job on that. She still looks good. I just think that there's something to be desired. But whatever, we'll get to her when we get to her. But overall, Baylan looks good. I think it's happy to have him in Vintage Collection for sure. You guys know that I like Vintage Collection a little bit more than Black Series at this point. And we'll talk about the scale in a little bit when we have them both side by side. So let me know what you guys think about this Baylan. Do you like the armor? Do you like the look? Do you think that the face sculpt looks good? Are you as hung up on the Otho hair as I am? That type of stuff. So then here is Shin. Now they put Shin behind him. So originally in my notes I put that I thought that the scale difference did look good, but they did have him behind him the whole time. So I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it is something to call out. Yeah, so here's a good look at her in person. No, let me go down. Let's see. The portrait is decent, but her face looks like a little plain to me. If you look there, I mean, it honestly might look a little bit better there. It doesn't really look like the actress, though. Yeah. 2 of each, and we'll see him in 2026. What was I gonna say? I do like the silver armor. Oh yes, sorry. The hair to me like looks a little bit weird. It's like a big piece. It just feels like a big piece of molded plastic on her head to me. But it depends on the shot, and we really got to get these in person. So let me know what you guys think about that. And then it does have the Jedi braid, which I wanted to shout out, which is a good, nice little addition. For the armor, the silver really pops on this, and I'll get some good shots of... let's get through these first. I think the silver is really popping here. It looks good. The gauntlets pop. the knee pads, all the shin pads, all that stuff. As you can see here, this is a good shot of when he's moving her around. You can see like when it catches the light how shiny the silver is, which is really nice looking. So I think that's really like probably my favorite part of the figure is that the way that they did that that like steel silver look. Here is the portrait shot, but I do want to let's just continue with her for a minute. So the chest and skirt have nice detailed sculpting, I think, on her chest and then down at the skirt, like I said. But I just think that you need like a wash to kind of like make those details pop. And that's the thing. Now that we have them side by side, you can really see like they did the nice wash on his chest. And even though that's a black chest piece, you can see more of the ridging easier just because that's what a wash does. It brings out details. They didn't really do that at all on her. It's fine if you're not going to do it as much, but they literally didn't do it like even a little bit on her. It looks like very plain. So there's definitely some people are going to need to do that on their own, obviously. So whatever. Once again, her saber is orange. She has a separate hilt and has the pen to holster it. Height comparison is here. So she's standing in front of him in this picture. Now, I don't know if this is photoshopped at all. And you can see that at least in this version of the picture, even with her standing in front of him, he's like 3/4 of a head taller than her. She does have a really big like forehead going on. Yeah, so overall the height comparison I think looks good. I think that they did it in person, yeah. So this is them next to each other in person, so you can get like a better look at them. Looks pretty good. Let's see. Let's catch up on comments. Give me 2 of each. Buy 6 of each. Needless extra. Cause braid is a little thick. The braid is definitely thick, for sure. Tilted plastic, just the impression we will get these later. Re-release with soft goods. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe if they do some type of box set, but how often have they gone back to Vintage Collection and added soft goods? And they've had enough time for this for them to just make that decision. So we'll see if we end up getting away from the sculpted plastic at any point. Is it bad? I kind of prefer the sculpted pieces versus the soft goods. At this scale, it comes out awkward sometimes. I could see that. Baylan is simply allowing a strong woman to lead, aren't we all? Yeah, so those were those two. So let me know what you guys think about them. Obviously, if you're going to get one, you're probably going to get the other. Do you plan on getting them? Oh, and so here's the cards. So I wanted to talk about the cards too, because there is a difference in quality here, I feel like. Baylan on the left, I feel like they chose kind of an awkward picture for him. They said it makes him like look menacing and stuff, but it's also just like he's kind of just looking to the side, which I feel like I would want more of like a Ray Steven like looking at me in the picture. And the background looks a little... I know that when they were on the planet, there wasn't a lot going on like in the sky, but the big white background kind of just looks a little blank to me. So I don't think that Baylan's card is as strong. I do like Shin's card, though, because you know what? That's a really good picture of the actress. I will say that it's definitely going to... In person, you're probably going to be like, oh, it doesn't look that much like her, the figure itself. Well, we'll see when we get it. But I do really like this shot of her. You can really see her eyes. You can really see the armor. And you can see why they concentrated so much on giving her that really shiny armor. But then also, you can see some of the detailing and more of like the textured, soft, good... Obviously, it's cloth in the picture. So there's a comparison to be had there. But I think that I do like Shin's more. And then Baylan is VC 355, and she is VC 356 in the line. The pictures are weird choices. I would have gone with the Ahsoka Sabine dual action shots. That's exactly what I was thinking, Avi, is when they're on the... Right before she gets thrown off the cliff, that's where I would have had the pictures, because that's a better scene with him. And it says, not at all you're entitled to your likes. I prefer soft goods, personally, of the wide variety, but I'll pick their soft good for better poses. I can see them doing Shin with a little hyena thing with soft goods as a deluxe. That could be interesting. Little hyena things. Alright, so now the next one is the Mandalorian Super Commando, which is VC 353 in the line. Obviously, it has the crown helmet you can see there. I'll get you a better picture of that in a second. It's like, if I had notes for this, I want to really... Oh, yeah, wait. This is where they do it, where he puts his hand in front. Okay, so you can see the detailing a little bit better here. To me, the horns seem a little bit thick. I know I sound like I'm being very, very negative, but I just want to be, critical and shout things out when I can. The horns do seem a little bit thick, and they kind of, blend together to me. This is a good shot, though. I'm happy that they did the thing where he put his hand in front of it, because you can see, the size of the horns. It looks a little bit better here than it did in other parts of the stream. I do like the color variety. Honestly, the color looks better in the live shots than it does in the pictures we're going to see later. Because this, I feel like there's kind of a more maroony red look to that brown. And then it really helps the other red parts pop. It has the double blaster with the holsters and rifle. I'll show you in the picture that's coming up that not a lot of detail on those. The belt, though, I feel like is gigantic on this. Here's a good shot. So you can see up here, obviously you got the crown helmet. Yeah, I think that the deco looks good, but see how the brown is so much darker? It's very light in this picture, but then in person it's much darker. I like that it's darker here because I feel like it helps blend and there's just a little bit more symmetry here. It feels like brown, a reddier brown going into a red, as opposed to just a light khaki-er brown into a red. So I think that it just looks better in person, which I would hope that it would look better in person. So that's good. So I don't know, the lighting might have just been a little too amped up for some of the shots that they took here. There's a cool pose right there. Here's him with the rifle. That's a good shot of the horns. I think the horns look decent there. And here's the accessory shot. So this is what I wanted to say with and this shot is very weird. This honestly looks like a retro to me in this when they do the pose like this. So see what I mean? When you're looking straight on, the horns look it just looks like a mountain range. It looks like everything kind of just jumbles together in this picture. You know what I mean? So I feel like you miss some of the details, and I do think that they should have just went a little bit thinner with the horns, and I'll show you in the picture when they show it on card what I mean. And then we have the double blasters and the rifle. No detail really on those at all. There's not really any different deco going on. The jetpack looks good. I'm happy that they put the red accents on the jetpack, though. It's a nice, because they clearly weren't really doing a lot of detailing and paint work on the accessories, but I'm happy they put the paint on the jetpack. Is it a straight repaint of the Clone Wars one from a few years ago? I think it's probably updated. If the plastic used is that good, work better. Honestly, they probably did plastic to show weathering, shading, which can't be done on cloth. Gotcha. There's the back of the jetpack in person. Like I said, the colors to me look a lot better in the in-person shots. And then this is what I meant by, here's the card. The card looks decent. The thing that they did here, though, which is very interesting. First, let's talk about the horns. So the horns, if you see in the picture, the composite image that they did, they're much thinner. And then on the actual figure, they're a lot chunkier. So, I mean, I guess it's personal preference, but I would want it to look like what it looks like in the picture, I guess. So they just seem a little bit off. What I will say, though, is... So, basically what they said is that this is a custom composite card back. So, basically, they created their own version of the character, and they threw it on there for the card back. It is not an actual shot from any actual movie or TV show for this. The reason that they did that is because it was hard to see this character in the World Between Worlds scenes. So, for me... obviously they're trying to make action figures. That's kind of like what Star Wars is. Let's just put out stuff so that we can make more money off of action figures. But if it's hard to see this character in the show, then why are we making a figure of this character? Now, Mandalorian Super Commando is a dope figure, and we've gotten it in the past, and it's good that we have a restock so people have the opportunity to get it again. I don't have a problem with them actually making it. I'm just saying, what was the reasoning for it? If you're putting it in Ahsoka, and you're saying it was hard to see these characters, then why did we do it? I don't know. It's just an interesting point that I wanted to raise. Whatever. But overall, cool figure. I mean, I'm sure most of us will be happy to get it and do some more army building with those. There's a good shot, close up. But see, this is what I mean by there's so much detail and like rigidness, which we need to really see a closer up shot of some of these vintage collection ones, especially the head sculpts. I want to know, does it have like the etching, like stuff like that you can see in the composite image? So there that is. All right, so now we got another. This actually is a reissue. They did say it is a reissue. Just to go back, the Mandalorian Super Commando is VC 353 in the line. So this is 501st Trooper VC 240 RF, which means it's a refresh. So I will say that the white is very, very white on this, which looks good. The blue, I like the way the blue looks. I think that it's a nice shade of blue. It definitely looks really good, like in the in-person shots for sure. So I'm happy with what they did here, but it is a refresh. They pointed out the fact that the armor has the chipped painted look, which I'll show in this shot. You can see it a little bit better. Right there. So it has the chipped painted look on the chest. But I do like the balancing of the blue. But that's the one thing that I wanted to point out was, for the first thing that I shouted out is how white the armor looked, right? But then they're putting the paint chipping on the chest. So it's like, okay, so you want to show that he has battle damage, but he's like so white and so clean otherwise that it's kind of like, all right, so we gotta have to like do your own wash yourself on that one. But I don't know. I think it looks cool and happy to have it. I mean, I think we've had a couple cracks at this. Like he said, there were in the 4-pack, and I think that there was a version before that. But any opportunity that you can get more 501st Troopers, I'm fine with. So that's cool. Oh, and then the other thing, yeah, it has the 2 guns and the blaster rifle. But like I said, I do like the blue. So let me know, what do you guys think about the last 2? The Mandalorian Super Commando and the 501st. There's a shot of him with the rifle. Here's the accessories. Better shot of the accessories. And then here's the card back. So the card back is an Obi-Wan card back, which is interesting. I also really like the picture of the clone in this one. You can really see like the glossiness of the armor. I just think it looks really cool. So overall, just really nice looking in package look for this one. Alright, so then there's all your vintage collections. So tomorrow, January 23rd, 1 o'clock, keep an eye out for affiliate links. I'll be throwing them out there on all the social medias for everybody to get their pre-orders in for this wave of Star Wars vintage collection. Always good to have a new vintage collection wave. I'm happy that we're finally getting Baylan and Shin, and then the Mandalorian Super Commando on the 501st. Here's some more troopers. If you didn't have the opportunity to get them the first time, here's another shot at them, or if you want to keep army building, stuff like that. It's cool. Okay, and then they moved on, and we're doing Black Series now. So Black Series is going to have the same type of pre-order stuff. They only showed 2 today. So this is your World Between Worlds Anakin. Which, listen, every time an Anakin gets put out, I had vintage collection Anakins, they all sold out already, so the vintage collection version of this one, they're all gone. They literally didn't even last a day for me. So any Anakins that they put out are going to sell well. Shout outs here. Portrait looks okay, not amazing. We can go over that a little bit later when they show it in the box, because there's a picture of Hayden that you can compare it to. It's fine. You know, it's not amazing. I think that we really need to nail down a good Hayden Christensen head sculpt. But then again, they did use the de-aging on him for these scenes. So that's kind of like what you're going for. So, like I said, portrait is okay, not amazing. The hair looks pretty good. Decent. I think the color looks okay. On there's a better shot of him from the side. With his little comb over. Obviously, this is the Clone Wars armor version. So, there are soft goods in the upper part under his armor. And then his skirt is soft goods. So we are getting soft goods on this figure. I like the logo on the pauldron. Shout out to that. The one thing that is probably going to be divisive here is the color of like his the clothes under his robes, right? So to me, this is like a very eggplanty, maroonish red that we have going on here. So I don't know. Do you guys like the way that looks? I mean, for me personally, I think it looks cool. I don't know how much it matches up. We would have to do some type of comparison there to him in these scenes. I think it looks good. Should be fine, but I feel like some people might not like it. The lightsaber looks good. It's when you'll see in the in-package shots that it looks very, very blue, but you can see here it's just nice and translucent. You know, we're used to the lightsabers. There's nothing new here, really. But it looks good. The belt is probably my number one gripe on this one. The belt sits so high on him. It's like literally up to like right below his nipples. So he's got a grandpa-style belt here. The boots look good. They're nice and long. They're brown. Maybe some details on the straps we could use. But look how high in this picture. Look how high this belt is on him. I don't know. Does that look weird to anybody else? Let me know. Oh, and then you can see there's pins here. And he has pins in his legs. There's some posing with the lightsaber. Yeah, there's definitely pins in that leg, right? That left leg, those are pins. Right here. So it'd be nice if we can get away from there. It doesn't seem like there's pins on the arms, though, right? Give me another shot. Yeah, here's the arms. There's no pins here. But there's clearly pins here, but there's pins here. So, you know, pick your poison here. Why is half of them pinless and half of them not? It's Anakin. Put the money into the budget to make a perfect Anakin. I don't know. It's weird. But that was Anakin. There's a better look at him in person. Yeah, let's see. No, wait. Yeah, no, that's a pen right there. That's a pen. Okay, whatever. Let's not get hung up on it. But overall, it looks good. It looks like he did in the show. And like I said, do you guys like the way that this overall color scheme looks? What do you guys think? But like I said, it does have to depend. So it's always going to be some catch-22s with Black Series. This is what I was saying. Look how blue this this lightsaber looks in this picture. But obviously we saw the in-person looking better. And I just think it's weird that his belt is so high. Very strange. Him and his grandpa belt. And then there's kind of like he's off to the side, but there's what they're kind of working off of for their Their version of Anakin. Okay, and then we got Rex. So for Rex... Hold on. Where is it? Once again, this is the World Between Worlds version of Rex. He's number 16 in the Ahsoka series. This is on the newest Phase 1 clone body. You can see he does not have any pins. There's no pins on Rex. Oh, they might be hidden. Because he has the knee pads. But whatever, you can't see him. Here's his Slim Shady head sculpt. He has the removable helmet. It doesn't look like the removable helmet is too big. Let's see him next to Anakin again. Here's him next to Anakin. Do we think that this helmet looks big? I don't think it looks too bad. I'm not too picky with those kind of things. But let me know what you guys think about the size of the helmet versus the size of Anakin's head here. When they go with the removable heads, they're always going to be a little bit bigger. Now, we should just be doing head swaps, but it is what it is. And like I said, here is your Slim Shady head sculpt. It looks so Slim Shady in this picture. So I was saying that the Eminem hair looks a little bit off when you compare it to like his tan skin, and we'll see when when they take the picture. Yeah, there we go. Right there. So his face is so tan, but then his hair is so bright, so it like kind of is like opposing forces going on here. But whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna be doing too much posing with Rex without his helmet on, to be honest. The skirt is PVC. He has the double blasters with the holsters. And then I was just going to shout out, which I think that this is kind of like a Rex look, so it's not really a gripe, but his pauldron does look like a little like chokery. Like it looks like it's like very, I guess when you put his helmet on him. In this shot, this is the shot that I picked that up from. It just looks like it's very high. I feel like it should just form more to his shoulders. That's a cool shot right there. That's what you want Rex doing. Yeah, so let me know. I mean, obviously, I'm not even... We all know that everybody's going to buy the Rex, so... But what do you think about him? Are you happy with him? This is probably... I mean, I don't know how many... It's like we get years in between Rexes. This is only the second Black Series Rex in the line. Oh, no, the third, because we have the Bad Batch version. There he is in the package, number 16. Happy to have another Rex, though. There's a nice close-up of both of them. Did they show that? Turn that? I wish I was the producer of these streams, by the way, because I would get such better shots of the figures out there. Like, I would say, okay, turn that. So we can see them both next to each other for real in close-up. They need to do more close-ups in these streams. Then there's your pre-order information for the pair of these. Everything's going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. These are mainline releases. And then they showed the exclusive at the end, which is the Vintage Collection Battle Droid 4-pack, the Armor Builder pack. Which is a nice addition, because the one thing that they pointed out, this also will be on Pulse and then eventually on Disney. But tomorrow it's only going to be on Pulse. It is the 1OOM Commander Battle Droid that has the yellow accents on the left side. They also made the legs on this much thicker. The old legs were so small and flimsy. These guys were very hard to pose and keep standing. So... definitely happy that they made the legs thicker and made a nice improvement on these. So even though they're putting them out as a army builder pack, it's worth getting the pack because then you get the ones with the updated legs and you can kind of either replace your old ones or have your old ones, I don't know, beat the shit in pieces somewhere or whatever. But this will be a good set. They also mentioned that they're giving you extra antenna so that when you take their backpacks off, you still have an antenna that can like peg in. So even if you don't want them to have the backpack on, you can have an antenna there as well, which is a nice little feature. And then there's 6, so there's 4 figures and then 6 blasters come in the pack, and then a backpack and an extra set of antennas for each figure. This is a nice shot of them all together, and they all have unique weathering. Each one has different weathering, so they have like just randomized weathering pretty much. So they're all going to be a little bit different. Tougher plastic on them for posing. It doesn't, maybe they thicken the arms, but they specifically shouted out the legs. Okay. There's a shot of them all together. And all that. So those were, there's the box. So those are all the announcements. So let me know, guys. What's your favorite here? Just another rundown of what we saw. So we had, obviously, the HasLab update for the Cantina guys. Nabrin leads. Greedo, Wooher, Tonica Sisters, Nabrin leads were shown. Nabrin leads is my favorite there. And then we have, for Vintage Collection, we had Baylan, Shin, Mandalorian Super Commando, 501st, and the Battle Droids. I would probably say that Baylan is my favorite among those. And then for the Black Series, the Anakin looks pretty good. I'm probably going to go with Rex because Rex is on the most up-to-date body. Yeah, a tough decision between those two. It's just, I don't know. Anakin looks good. Overall, decent stream. Nothing too brand new. These are a lot of characters and figures that we have gotten in the past, which is kind of like the never-ending loop of the Star Wars Hasbro team that we have going on here. But overall, decent stream. Nothing really blew our minds. Hopefully next month we'll get some new stuff. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think about all that.